You might have heard of You Can't Sit With Us or No New Friends, but this video is all about no fake friends. Welcome to the Conscious and Chic YouTube channel. I'm Kathleen. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. This is your channel for all things leveling up, glowing up, living your best life, fashion, beauty, travel, food, lifestyle, all of that. This is the channel for you because this year we're reaching our goals and we are becoming the best version of ourselves. This channel is not my channel, it's our channel. This is a channel about growth, about sisterhood, which is perfect for today's topic. In this International Women's Month, I wanted to talk about friendships. I felt, it's not even that I wanted to talk about friendships, but I felt compelled to talk about friendships. You probably clicked on this video because maybe you're navigating a difficult friendship and you're trying to figure out, should I stick around, should I move on? Or you might have just had a relationship breakup, because sometimes it can feel like a breakup, like a real one, and you're trying to heal or move forward or figure out like what happened. Or you just want to be wiser in terms of how you select friends and how you move forward with people, and I hope this video will help you with that. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Sisterhood is so powerful, but let's be honest, sometimes female friendships can also be very challenging, and this is my opinion. These tips that I'm going to share with you on how to spot a fake friend or someone who might not have your best interest at heart comes from personal experience. So this is not the end all be all. This is only my experience that I'm sharing with you, and I just want to say I have a lot of great female friends. I have sisters that are amazing, but I've had to learn also that everybody that comes into your life is not necessarily for you. And the Bible says that bad company corrupts good morals, and that is a real thing. Friendships are really important, and you have to be wise when it comes to selecting your friends and the people that you give access to your personal life. Not only people that you invite to your house or people that you give access to your loved ones, but also people whom you give access to your mind, because your friends will affect how you think, actions that you might want to take or not take, or dreams that you might want to pursue or not pursue. So it's really important to be careful of the voices that you allow in your life through friendships, because a lot of those voices come through friendships. So one thing that you should do is evaluate why you're friends with this person. It's very important to understand that friendships fill a space in our lives, and sometimes it's not necessarily the best space. What I mean by that is you might have some friends that you entertain or you have in your life because you're lonely, and they might not even be people that normally you would associate with, because maybe they bring out the worst in you, but because you're lonely or because you feel like there's no one else around, you keep them around. You're choosing to be friends with them knowing full well that they are not good for you. So first thing you want to do is evaluate your friendships and understand, am I friends with this person out of convenience because they're just there? Am I friends with this person because I really feel like our values align, because we're headed in the same direction, because they help me become a better person, and because I genuinely love them? Two completely different things, and it's important to assess that. Second thing, you want to really pay attention to how they react when you give them good news and when you give them bad news. And sometimes it's a split-second reaction. It's just a little bit delayed congratulations. When you have a good thing that happened to you, it's a little smirk. It's just split-second smirk when you say something bad that happens to you. Or it's you give them a good news and they immediately feel the need to one-up you or to downplay what you have to say or change the subject and move on. Those are things that can happen very subtly, very quickly, that you need to pay attention to. And I'm not saying that everyone who doesn't say, oh my gosh, you are the most amazing person in the world, is a bad friend, but I think it's something to note and to be aware of, because those are the moments where people who are not for you, people who don't love you, will really betray themselves. And it could be something as simple as them giving small jokes or little jabs or little criticisms, or it's the way that maybe they look down on you a little bit. And like I said, it could be split-second moments that you notice. And sometimes they're having a bad day, and that's why I believe that being open and transparent in friendships is super important. If somebody says something you don't like, I would address it and say, are you all right? You said this thing and I'm not sure where that's coming from, and allow them to give their reasoning behind what they're saying, or maybe it's a look that they gave you, and they might be in their head somewhere far in a land far, far away thinking about something that somebody said to them, and they give you a look and it's not about you, it's about what they're thinking about that's totally unrelated to you. And so addressing that and say, you just gave me a look and I'm not sure where this came from, for them to be able to explain. So I'm not saying to throw away your friends at the first sign of rain, but I think it's important to pay attention what they do when you give them good news, if they're genuine. And you can feel genuineness. You can feel when someone is genuinely happy for you and believes that you deserve the world, and someone who just does not, or doesn't understand, like, why is this happening to you? Why good things are happening to you? And the same thing with bad. If they revel and they love the drama and they love it when you're not doing well, that's also not a good thing. It's also not a good thing. And on that same note, sometimes drama is the reason why you're linked to someone, or you feel like you're friends, maybe because you like to gossip about the same people, or you don't like the certain people. And the thing about gossiping, and I'll do a little note here, is the people who gossip with you about other people are gossiping about you to other people. It just is what it is. And so knowing the types of friends that you want to have, the types of values you want them to have, their character, their integrity, are those things that matter to them. Their word, do they keep their word? Are they people who reach for more, who try to better themselves? Those are the types of friends that you want, as opposed to people that you can just be messy with. Because chances are you're not even friends, you're just messy adults. I said what I said. I said what I said. Another way to know whether your friend is real or not is, can you depend on them when things are not that great? Can you depend on them when you're going through a tough time? Do they show up for you? And this does not mean that they will take you by the hand and do everything for you, because they also have a life. But are they able to make space for you, to listen to you, or maybe to help you with something? Are they able to make abstraction of themselves just for a little bit? Not forever, just for a little bit, and to provide the support that you need. And the reason why I mention this is because it's easy to be friends when we're going out to eat, we're going out to brunch, everything's going well, we're living our best lives. But friendship really gets tested in the difficulties of life. And that is when having a friend is really worth it, when someone is able to call you, to encourage you. And I've been there, and I know how much it's meant to me to have friends show up with food, show up with just something to distract my mind while I was going through a tough time. Having friends to just say, hey, I'm checking up on you. How are you? How are things? Can I do something for you? Friends to give you a ride if you need a ride. Friends to do nothing with, just to sit with you and just say, I'm just gonna sit here with you. I know you're going through a tough time. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But if you also don't want to talk, that's okay. And friends that are able to even hear you when you're being silent and quiet and say, you've been kind of quiet. Is everything okay? Those people you want to keep close. And often those people have the best intentions and they're there for you. Only a few times people are just nosy and they want to know what's going on, and that's a real thing too, which is sad. And you need to use discernment for that. But most often than not, they really love you and genuinely care for you and want to be there for you. Just being open to that is going to enrich your life in ways that I can't even list today, but will also help you make the difference between a real friend and a fake friend. Hey, coming to you from the future, because as I was editing, the desk where I shoot from is actually the same desk that I edit from, but as I was editing, I realized that I didn't talk about something very important, which is conflict. How you resolve conflict with this person is going to tell you if they're for you or not for you, if they're only there to have fun, or if they really want a relationship with you. And when you address conflict, there's a few things that are really important. It's if they are respectful of your boundaries, if they are mindful of your feelings, and if they are willing to hear you out, and vice versa. That's going to tell you if this is a real friend or a fake friend. Fake friends usually don't stick around to resolve issues. They move on because your purpose was just to have a good time, and so if the time is no longer good, they no longer want to be in a relationship. And also sometimes fake friends will lash out at you or violate your boundaries in ways that you have to just put your foot down and not allow to happen. The ultimate goal for a real friend is to preserve the relationship and to make sure that you guys find a better way to move forward. A fake friend is not gonna do all that. they're just not gonna do all that. That's all I wanted to say about conflict for this video. So carry on. Bye. Something else that will really help you also is discernment. I believe that whenever we've been betrayed by a friend, even if it caught us off guard, there is something on the inside at some point that we were like, maybe not 100% of the time, but a lot of times in hindsight, you could say like, well, maybe that person did show signs that they were not really for me. Maybe that person really, if I had used more discernment, and I know this to be true for myself because I am the quintessential, I want everybody to feel included, everybody's welcome. I never met a stranger. It's easy for me to make friends and talk to people, but I've had to learn that you can still be that very open person and welcoming person, but use more discernment when it comes to how much proximity you allow people to have in your life. And for me, that's a little bit of a downer, I'll be honest, because I remember when I was 9 years old, I was watching television, I think, and this thought crossed my mind where I think on TV they said there's 7 billion or 8 billion people on the TV in the world, whatever number it was big. And I remember thinking to myself and being so sad that I would not get to meet everyone on the planet and have a conversation with them. Like, who thinks of that? I do. And so I was really sad about that. And whenever I meet people, I love to meet people. I love talking to people. And maybe one day we'll do a meetup. But I had to come to the realization that everybody who comes into your life is not meant to stay in your life, that everybody wants to be in your life necessarily should be in your life, because everybody doesn't have the best intentions always, because sometimes people want something from you, and if they don't get what they want from you, then there will be hell to pay. And using discernment and prayer and asking God is so important. And something else I'll say about prayer and friendships, if you want good friends, ask God, pray about it. I can think right now of people in my mind that in a season of my life I was praying God for good friendships, and they came into my life in that season, and it was only by God's grace that I was able to build these friendships. And these friendships now, like 10+ years, like we've been friends for a long time, and they stood the test of time through the ups and downs of life. You know, friendships can bring so much to your life, but also the bad ones and the ones that are not good for you can also cause you to lose a lot, more so than just emotionally. It can make you lose things financially in your life, things that you worked really hard for. So I really want you to walk away from this video being aware of your friendships and being aware of the impact that they can have on your life, and to use a lot of discernment every year or every so often, or whenever you feel led to, is to take inventory of your friendships and seeing if the people that you are allowing in your life align with your values, align with what you're going, are there to support you, are genuinely excited for you when something good happens, or if maybe something is not quite right. And that, I'm not saying to drop them or cut people off. You know how people on social media love to say, I'm cutting people off this year. That's not what I mean. But really using discernment and investing in the relationships and the friendships that are really bringing life to your life. That was a little redundant, but you get what I'm saying. In the comments, let me know if you would have added something else. Maybe share your personal experiences. I will for sure do a counter to this video about how to make friends as an adult, or maybe how to make good friends, or knowing that a friend is a good friend. And let me know in the comments if you want me to do any other videos about friendships. This is not a topic that I planned on talking about at all, but I really felt compelled to do so. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Go ahead and click the notifications. Let's grow this fam. Go ahead, subscribe, and also share with someone. Invite them to join. Invite them to join. Connect with me on social media, and like this video if it helped you. Like this video if you agree with some of the things, and if you disagree too, let me know and let's have a conversation about it. Until my next video, I hope you have the most amazing day, most amazing few days or week, depending on when I drop the next glow up video. And until then, remember to stay conscious and chic. Bye.